Most women with thinning hair are trying to eat healthier, more vegetables, more salads, more good foods. But here's the mistake doctors see all the time. There's one common vegetable that many women over 60 eat thinking it helps their health, but for thinning hair, it can quietly make things worse. Not because it's bad in general, but because of what it does inside your body when eaten too often. And the scary part? Most people eat it almost every day. If your hair has been getting thinner, if your part looks wider, if more strands are showing up on your brush, this might explain why. Because hair thinning after 60 is often not about what you're missing, it's about what's blocking your follicles from getting what they need. Before we start, drop a comment and tell me where you're watching from. This video is different from the usual hair advice you hear. We're not talking about shampoos, we're not talking about expensive treatments, and we're not blaming age alone. By the end of this video, you'll understand how one everyday vegetable can interfere with nutrient delivery to your hair roots and what to eat instead so your follicles can stay active. Let's start with something most people never think about. Hair follicles are tiny factories. To produce strong strands, they need oxygen, iron, protein, and a healthy environment around them. When even one of those is disrupted, growth slows, strands get thinner, shedding increases, regrowth becomes weaker. Now here's where this vegetable comes in. Some vegetables contain compounds that are healthy in moderation, but when eaten daily, especially with women over 60, they can interfere with how your body absorbs iron. And iron is one of the most critical nutrients for hair growth. When iron levels drop, your body makes a decision: send oxygen to vital organs first. Hair can wait. Hair follicles then shift into a resting phase. They don't die, they just stop producing strong new strands, and over time, thinning becomes visible. But iron isn't the only thing affected. This vegetable can also impact how your body uses certain minerals your follicles depend on. So even if you're eating healthy foods, your hair roots may not be getting the full benefit. And that's why food number one we'll talk about next surprises almost everyone, because it's something many women eat thinking it's helping their hair. But in the wrong amount, it can quietly work against you. The vegetable I'm talking about is raw spinach. Now, before you panic, spinach is healthy. It contains vitamins, it contains minerals, it's packed with nutrients. But here's what most women don't realize. Raw spinach is extremely high in something called oxalates. Oxalates are natural compounds found in certain leafy greens. In small amounts, your body handles them fine. But when you eat large amounts of raw spinach daily, especially in smoothies or big salads, oxalates can bind to iron inside your digestive system. When that happens, the iron passes through your body without being absorbed properly. And this is where the problem starts, because after 60, iron absorption already becomes less efficient. Stomach acid decreases, digestive enzymes change, appetite may drop. So if you're regularly eating raw spinach thinking it's boosting iron, you might actually be blocking some of it. And when iron stores slowly decline, your hair follicles feel it first. Remember what we said earlier, hair is not essential for survival, so when oxygen supply drops, your body protects your heart and brain first. Hair growth gets paused, strands grow thinner, shedding increases, volume slowly decreases, and it happens so gradually you don't connect it to your salad. Now here's the important part. This doesn't mean spinach is bad, it means preparation matters. Cooking spinach dramatically reduces oxalate levels. When lightly sautéed or steamed, your body can absorb iron much more effectively. So it's not about fear, it's about how you eat it. And here's something else most people miss. If you're blending raw spinach into smoothies every morning, plus eating other high oxalate foods, the effect compounds, which means even more interference with mineral absorption. And that brings us to the second point. Because oxalates don't just affect iron, they can also interfere with another mineral your hair follicles rely on for strength and growth, and this mineral is just as important. Stay with me, because at the end I'll share a simple bonus adjustment that makes this vegetable safe and even helpful for your hair again. Let's go deeper. The second mineral oxalates can interfere with is zinc, and zinc plays a very specific role in your hair follicles. It helps regulate the oil glands around each hair root. These glands produce sebum, the natural oil that keeps your scalp balanced. When zinc levels are steady, these glands function normally. But when zinc becomes harder to absorb, things can change. Your scalp may become too dry, or it may produce a thicker type of oil that clogs follicles. Both situations stress the follicle, and stressed follicles don't grow strong strands. Zinc also supports cell renewal. Hair growth depends on fast, healthy cell division deep inside each follicle. Without enough zinc, that process slows down. New strands grow weaker. Existing strands break more easily. And here's why this connects back to raw spinach. When oxalates bind with minerals like zinc inside your digestive tract, those minerals pass through your system instead of being used. So even if you're eating zinc-rich foods like nuts or seeds later in the day, your body may not fully benefit. Think of it like this. You're putting good fuel into the system, but something is blocking the engine from using it. Now imagine this happening day after day. Your follicles receive less iron, less zinc, less oxygen. Over time, they shift into a slower growth phase. Thinning becomes noticeable. But here's where things get interesting. Even if iron and zinc improve, hair still struggles to grow if the environment around the follicle is inflamed. And that's the third point most people overlook, because inflammation around the scalp doesn't always show up as redness or itching. It can be quiet, subtle, but powerful enough to slow hair growth from within. And certain food habits can make that environment worse. Stay with me, because at the very end, I'll show you a simple bonus step that can reduce this effect without removing vegetables from your diet completely. Even when your follicles have enough protein, even when your iron and zinc intake looks good on paper, hair can still struggle to grow if there's low-grade inflammation around the scalp. And this kind of inflammation is often invisible. You don't see redness, you don't feel pain, but over time it can change the environment around your follicles. Think of it like trying to grow a plant in soil that's slightly irritated. The seed may be fine, water may be there, but the soil isn't calm enough to support steady growth. That's what inflammation does to your scalp. Now here's how this connects. When mineral absorption is reduced from things like excess oxalates, your body's balance shifts. Natural oil production can change, moisture levels can drop, repair processes may slow. All of this affects how comfortably follicles function, and uncomfortable follicles don't stay active. They rest, they produce thinner strands, they shed sooner. Now here's the bonus tip I mentioned earlier. You don't need to stop eating spinach completely. You just need to change how you prepare it. Lightly cooking spinach reduces oxalate levels significantly. That makes it easier for your body to absorb the iron and minerals it contains. Pairing cooked spinach with a source of vitamin C, like lemon juice or bell peppers, can further support iron absorption. So instead of removing vegetables from your diet, you adjust the preparation. That way, your follicles receive the support they need without unnecessary interference. Here's a quick recap. Excess raw spinach can bind with iron and zinc. That may reduce how much your body absorbs. Lower mineral absorption can affect oxygen delivery and follicle function. Cooking spinach helps reduce this effect, and small preparation changes can support healthier growth conditions. If this was helpful, let me know in the comments what change you're planning to try first, because sometimes it's not about adding more, it's about removing what's quietly getting in the way.